I know how you guys are feeling right now. I know as a country, we have gone through the last couple of days, and what an emotional roller coaster we've had to go through. We've gone through an emotional process where, as a people, we started to reimagine our country. In fact, we've gone through a process where we actually started to see ourselves in a new country. This is what happened. In the last couple of days, we started seeing ourselves in a new country. I remember being on this platform and talking to you and asking you to go to sleep and tell your kids that when they wake up tomorrow morning, they would never have to say Robert Mugabe is their president. That when they wake up tomorrow morning, they wouldn't have to deal with the harshness that you and I have had to deal with for all of our lives under the presidency of Robert Mugabe. But here we are, okay? Here we are. It is so easy right now. It is so easy to get dejected. It is so easy to lose hope. It is so easy to put our heads down because it almost feels like we're back to square one, doesn't it? It almost feels like what was it all for? So we went through all of this so we could end up at a place where we haven't really achieved anything at all. We can never lose hope. Let's begin there. Let's make a very clear statement tonight. However you feel, whatever anybody is saying, whatever jokes are going to trend on Facebook, whatever jokes will trend on Twitter, whatever jokes will trend on WhatsApp, one thing for clear is we can never, ever lose hope. We've been given so many opportunities in this country to lose hope, and we never took a chance of losing hope. So Zimbabweans, we cannot lose hope. We've already demonstrated. We demonstrated yesterday that the people of this country are strong. The people of this country have numbers. Let me give you my analysis of what I believe has just happened and what I believe is going to happen. We knew that the military was the ones that stepped in to intervene in this arrest of the president or in this intervention with the president. So there was the military as a moving piece on the table. The second moving piece that was on the table was the war veterans. The third piece that was on the table was ZANU-PF. There were three moving pieces that were at play. There was ZANU-PF, there was the military, and there was the war veterans. Those were the three moving pieces. What they all needed, which they did not have, was the masses. In order for all of them to sell their story, they needed the masses. So ZANU-PF needed the masses to serve its interest. The military needed the masses to serve its interest. The war vets needed the masses to serve its interest. What happened yesterday? Yesterday, the masses came out. The masses came out, but the masses came out purely as foot soldiers. The masses were not a partner in what took place. You and I were never partners in what took place. We were not involved in the conversation. We were not consulted. They probably really didn't care what we thought. But we were the ones who made it happen. The masses made it happen. You and I made it happen by what you did yesterday. So, what do we do now? There is three moving pieces. We have to become a moving piece. The masses now have to organize themselves into a partner on the table and not a foot soldier. The masses have got to become a partner on the table and not a foot soldier. This morning, I suspected this was going to happen. I did. I suspected this was going to happen. I made a phone call to Pastor Ivan Mawarire. He was preparing for his church program that he was having at Africa Unity Square. I spoke to him in detail about my feelings and threat that this is what was going to happen. And we agreed we needed to ensure we turned the people's voice into a united, coordinated effort that can move and act at any given point. I did the same thing with Kudakwashe Musasiwa, who was running a lot of the logistical support yesterday, especially on the back end. I spoke to him about the same thing. Okay? That we need to find a way to turn the people's voice, the people's power into an organized union that does not rely, we need to not rely on war veterans, we need to not rely on the military, we need to not rely on ZANU-PF. We need to be a partner on the table. I spoke to Kudakwashe Musasiwa about this. I made a phone call and I went and I shared lunch this afternoon with Promise Mukwananzi of Tajamuka. I met Promise Mukwananzi, he was with his whole Tajamuka leadership. We spoke about exactly the same thing. And we spoke, and my sentiments was I felt yesterday we were a little bit used. Takaitiswa. I felt like we were a little bit taken advantage of. Takaitiswa, we were told we're going in one direction only to get there, and there was really nothing going on there. And I agreed with Promise that we needed to put a mechanism in place where the people's voice was now a partner on the table, and we were not foot soldiers. We need to stop being foot soldiers. Zimbabweans, we need to stop being foot soldiers. We need to stop being reactionary. We need to stop waiting to be told what to do and then we act. We have got, you see what has happened? Look at what has happened. Robert Mugabe put his own terms on the table and he got them. ZANU-PF put their terms on the table and they pretty much are going to get them. War vets put their terms on the table and they're pretty much going to get them. What we haven't done as people of Zimbabwe is we haven't put terms on the table. So the masses that came out yesterday, not a single term was put on the table. We didn't make a single suggestion. We didn't make a single demand. We did the Fresh Start hashtag campaign. But we have got to put terms on the table. We need to enter a negotiation with the government. Understand this. What the president just did tonight is sending a message to you and a message to me that he has no intention of stepping down. He absolutely has no intention of going down easy. So we have got to put terms on the table. I know a lot of people have issues with me. I have a lot of issues with you too, okay? Because you ain't perfect. But if we could be Zimbabwean enough, if we could be civil enough to understand this is not going away. This is really happening. This is not going away. This is really happening. We have to coordinate and organize ourselves as a people, and we have to be ready to go back on the streets. We have to be ready to go back on the streets as a partner. The same way the war veterans went to the military and they asked for a police clearance to get on the streets, we, the people, have to ask for the same police clearance to go back on the road, to get the same police clearance and make our stand. I am sorry, Zimbabwe. I am sorry, because this is now hard. We have entered the hardest phase of getting the job done. I said the other day that if we did not remove Robert Mugabe from the presidency on Saturday, if he went to sleep on Saturday as president, remember what I said would happen on Sunday? I said he'll be back as president on Sunday. But we cannot give up. We have to keep our heads up. We need to keep our heads up. I want to make an ask of you. I want to make an ask of you. If you are interested, if you care enough, if you want to help us mobilize and do this again, if you want to help us, I've always put my contact number for WhatsApp up there because we're going to need help. We've agreed with the names I've spoken about. Musasiwa, who I believe he said he was going to go and talk to Fadzai Mahere. I believe he's done that by now. Musasiwa, Fadzai Mahere, Pastor Ivan Mawarira, Tajamuka Promise, and I believe we've got a lady, actually, believe it or not, a white lady who's coming to be the head of finance. So we've got a white woman coming to the head of finance. So I'm not going to steal the money, okay? You don't worry. She's got a lot of her own money. I'm not going to steal your money. But we've set up a team that is going to be coordinating the effort of how do we get back on the road. How do we get back on the road and do it right, okay? We now need to build a freak mobilization unit. We have to be freaks about it. We need a freak mobile outfit. We have to be so freaky about this. A freak mobilization program has to go in place that mobilizes the largest contingent of Zimbabweans from across the world. From across the world. And we have to do it now. We don't have time. We have to do it now. When you finish watching this video, I am begging of you, when you finish watching this video, take the number that I've posted up. If you're ready to work, only if you're ready to work. I'm okay with your criticisms. Now is not the time. If you're ready to work and you're ready for us to get this job done, I'm asking you to reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, and help. We now need to put a tight logistical plan in place, a tight mobilization plan in place, a tight communications plan in place, a tight fundraising plan in place, and a tight administrative plan in place. We have got to understand the game is not over, the game is still at play. So let's keep going. I love you, Zimbabweans, and I promise whatever happens, I am going to be fighting this with you every single step of the way. I ask of you to share this video. Share this video to all of your friends. Share this video to everybody in your contact list. Comment, like, put the hearts, anything. Just make sure you're not going to be left behind and you're part of the new Zimbabwe we're trying to create. If you guys appreciate anything I've just said, please click the hearts button so I know that I'm not really talking to myself and just yapping, and I'm not just reading a long speech that says absolutely nothing like Robert Mugabe just did. Yeah. Hearts button. Anybody? 1 heart, 2 heart? Okay. Thank you. I really wish I could say that I'm joking, because I really wish this was a joke. So I wish I could say I'm joking. I really do. But this is not a joke. This is the real thing. My number is up there. You can also find Kudam Sasiwa. I'm going to put everyone's contacts actually via WhatsApp. But yeah, that's where we are, guys. If you really want to help, if you want us to keep trying, see you on the other side. Keep your head up. I love you, and don't put your head down. Don't ever let this man make you put your head down. Good night.